Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Side Chat with Nation. And as you know the drill this week, we're going to be talking about mambo ya AFCON. As I promised you last week, hii wiki mtaniona sana on these streets because AFCON analysis venye niliwaambia itakuwa every single day. This past week hatujakuwa nayo kila siku, but there've been a couple of ones that we've done reviewing some of the matches that were played. You need to go watch out the Nigeria versus Egypt analysis where I had it with a friend of mine, which is a very good analysis. So you need to go to the channel, like, share, and subscribe. So this week I'm joined by a longtime friend. His name is Abubakar Mohammed. Mohammed Abubakar Mohammed ananiambia kama zinafaa zifuatane in that order. But that's my guest today in the studio. Abubakar is a sports journalist. Formerly worked for... He was with Radio Africa, moved from Radio Africa, went to Ebru, moved from Ebru. Right now he's working with CGTN. So he's going to be joining me in a few, just after I tell you guys some of the things that stood out for me this past week. The key thing that stood out for me this week was the whole drama in the Tunisia versus Mali match when the game was ended prematurely 2 times. Not once, 2 times. 85th minute and 89th minute. The Tunisia players were asked to come back to the pitch to play, but they were like, no, we are done with this stuff. We are not coming back to the pitch to play. So as a result, Mali took those deserved 3 points in that particular game. Also, away from that, and this is going to be forming the basis of our discussion today, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has started training with the Gabon team. So that's also one thing that you're going to be talking about on the show tonight. As I mentioned, my guest is Mohammed Abubakar. Abubakar, karibu kwa Side Chat with Nation.
Asante sana, bro. Happy to be here. Good to link up with you again on the online space.
Sure, man. I know you're making your debut on the show, so sita kuroast sana kidogo tu.
So it's Mohammed Abubakar.
Mohammed Abubakar.
Abubakar, that's the order.
Yeah. Okay. So Moha. Thanks, man, for making the time. I know our field we are so busy, so finding this time, I really appreciate it. So, Mohammed, there's an activity that took place this week. Referee wa game ya Tunisia versus Mali prematurely ended the game in the 85th and in the 89th minute. I just wanted to get your reflections on that. Before we move into the topic that we want to talk about, that how did that go along with you? Were you surprised, man? Me, I was surprised, but siwezi hata kudanganya.
So yeah, it was a bizarre moment from the referee in the Mali-Tunisia game. I feel it was a game that had everything in it. 2 strong teams going at each other. A missed penalty by Tunisia. Mali took the lead through a spot kick. We had a red card moment that was reviewed again by VAR. So the game had everything, but at the end, the referee took center stage. He was the center of discussion at the end, twice ending the game prematurely. So that was a pity in terms of, having such a game being watched globally. As you all know, this AFCON has had a huge number of broadcasters. So that was not the best of moments when it comes to advertising African football. But nonetheless, we've had explanations on what might have been wrong with the referee. Take nothing away from Janny Sikweza. This Zambian referee is experienced. Ujamali managed World Cup in 2018, 2 games. He's managed the finals of club football, continental club football in Africa. So let's not take anything away from him. A lot of people could not explain what happened, but yeah, the fact that it is believed that he was suffering from heat stroke and severe dehydration kind of explains what might have been wrong with him. You could see it at the end. He was absent-minded. He didn't know what was happening around him, not being able to follow the time. And where's you, man? Nashukuru sijawahi pata kitu kama hiyo, heat stroke, but if that's the case, if it's health concerns, then we have to take it seriously. But as we all know, CAF has to come out with a report on this match. We have the match commissioner who handled it even after the game, after the players went in, after the press conference. Apparently, the players were told to come out and finish those last 15 seconds of normal time. And of course, added time. I don't know, maybe Ingekwani 5 minutes, 4 minutes, because the game had a lot of stops. It even had a cooling break. So that explains already that, because of the heat. And it's usually very, very hot in tropical climate is in January it's known to be, severe. So the fact that we had a cooling break just explains to you the conditions that these players and the officials were going through that day. So let's not comment too much on things that we don't know. So I believe CAF are doing an investigation about this match and how it ended. So we'll have to wait and see, because Tunisia apparently refused to come out and play that last few seconds and of course the few added minutes. So hopefully we get more entertainment for the right reasons on the field, goals, stuff like that in the coming games. So fingers crossed, man.
Okay. One thing that I didn't like about story yote ya Janny is how people started throwing in the, I don't know, Zambian people are like this. I didn't quite like that dimension of the conversation, because if you go to kama ungeenda Twitter, ungeenda tu akasema, sijui this Zambian guy was sent to go and destroy football, which was not quite a good thing to happen kwa football, unajua. Yeah, it was really completely unnecessary. So let's hope wase respect football, because at the end
that's what I'm saying, man. When you're in the online space, people just vent, people give their opinions. So it's up to you to make sure you sieve the opinions that make sense and those that don't. But let's take nothing away from this competition as well. Many eyes on this. I mean, a lot of Africans love the African Cup of Nations. So at that particular moment in time, I was furious with the referee. I was not even thinking of, what might have been wrong with him. So I was like, this is just purely embarrassing that a referee can miss time a match. So, and to do it twice, not alone, let alone once.
Yeah.
So I would imagine the instant reaction would be maybe exaggerated. But maybe after a day, things have cooled down and people know what might have happened with him. So things and comments from people might change in the next few days. You never know. And whether he'll referee another game in this competition is yet to be known. But let's just put this behind us. I've seen the second round of matches for the group stages have already, begun. Cameroon have beaten Ethiopia by 4-1. That's what we are waiting for. Goals and action. That's the type of headlines that we want, not controversial calls by officials or VAR calls. Such things.
Okay, so tutafuatilia hiyo conversation yote tuone how CAF are going to release that report, and we are hoping things will be better. Should not be a cause of conflict for the different teams. Abubakar, moving to mambo ya Gabon. Nini wako your former captain amekuwa na vituko nyingi sana. Mara amenyang'anywa captain, mara amepata COVID, a few days to the tournament. Which is a really sad thing considering venye yeye ni tegemeo kwa the team. Maybe kuhusu Aubameyang, I just want to talk about influence yake. How do you think his influence is going to be in the Gabon squad? They already played their first game, which he was not there, but they won. Do you think more goals? We should expect more goals now that he's going to be in the match?
I mean, you had to throw that out there that I'm an Arsenal fan, eh?
Yeah.
So it's not a secret, bro. Aubameyang has been a crucial player for most of the teams he's played for. I'd say in the last 7-8 years, including Dortmund, Arsenal, and of course his nation, Gabon. He's been participating with Gabon in the African Cup of Nations since 2010, I believe, or 2012, when they were, joint hosting it with Equatorial Guinea, I believe. So he has experience with this Gabon side. He's scored nearly 30 goals. I think it's 28 or 29 after 70 appearances. They've missed out on, I think, an edition in 2019. I don't think they were there. But, I mean, having a world-class striker like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is always an added advantage to your team. Bar the current form that he was in before being stripped of the captaincy, which hiyo ni maneno ingine sasa, hiyo italeta gumzo ingine kabisa tukiingia mambo ya Arsenal. But you could see he was instrumental for Arsenal. He's won silverware for Arsenal single-handedly when football returned post-COVID in 2020. Beat Chelsea, beat Man City in the way to getting that FA Cup for Arsenal. So he's a very experienced striker, experienced player. I believe things have not been going right for him towards the end of 2021. He's not had the best of New Year's so far, contracting COVID just before the opener against Comoros. You would imagine he would have been rubbing his hands at the prospects of having an opener against Comoros, who are, newbies, I'd say. I think this is their debut appearance in the African Cup of Nations. So that's a lost opportunity for him to hit the ground running in 2022, which he's needed desperately, because, I mean, he's been frozen out of the Arsenal side. So the African Cup of Nations has come at a fantastic time for him. So I believe he's experienced enough to deal with this. Some say his off-field shenanigans is what always brings him to trouble, but these are things that we don't know. These are things that are behind the scenes. So most analysts, fans don't know real stories behind closed doors. What happens at club level, at national team level. Word is that he had gone to pick his mother, who is sick, to bring him back to England. He came back late. So we don't know the real story, man. Maybe someday it will unfold. But when we purely judge him on what he does on the field, his history and his records and his stats have always spoken for themselves. Like they always say, man, this is a very cliche saying, where class is permanent, form is temporary. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt, man. He's had a very tough 2021, I believe. It was tougher the last few months of 2021, but he can revive his form, his old form, facing Ghana. So that's their next task. Good thing is they got the win in their first game. So this game is comfortable with 3 points. Ghana who need points because against Morocco. So Obama going into this game and Gabon will not be under too much pressure, but Ghana need the results, man. So assuming they know that this game is very crucial for them, Ghana, I'm sure there will be all-out attack at some point in the game or major parts of the game. So having players like Obama with his pace and those quick players around him might just be the game for him, I feel. So let's just wait and see. I mean, I'm sure he's hungry to finally get on the pitch and lead his team.
Okay. I think interesting that you transitioned into Gabon versus Ghana, because that is where I was actually going to next. Nikiangalia, anytime when I look at Ghana play, I'm always reminded of the days of Asamoah Gyan. You remember when in the 2010 World Cup, Ghana was at the top of the world, and then suddenly, I don't know what quite happened between then and now. A lot has changed in the Ghana front. I mean, how do you think they stand against Gabon going into this fixture? Because the team that is here is not the same team that was there like a couple of years there when they are there. I know they have a lot of experienced players as well, but how would you think they stack up against Gabon going into this game?
Let's not take anything away from Ghana as well. I know teams do have bad starts in teams that usually end up doing very well are teams that had slow starts in competitions. If you go back to major cup international competitions, from World Cup to Euros to African Cup. So it's too early to say that things are not working for Ghana, stuff like that, because, I mean, their first game was against Morocco, which is also one of the tough sides, the big guns in African football. So losing it by a goal to nil, not too bad for them. About the side, I mean, Ghana, to be honest, bro, Ghana have given Africa so much to celebrate in terms of football.
Yeah.
Me personally, from my experience, from as back as 2006, I think, in Germany, the World Cup in Germany, I think Ghana participated in that tournament as well. They were playing fantastic football.
Yeah.
Yes, they did not make it out of the group stage, but it was entertaining football. It was quick, strong, fast kind of football, and that's when Asamoah Gyan was actually introduced to the world.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we had the famous Ghana campaign at the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, where, I mean, they carried the whole continent. I mean, they went all the way to the quarterfinals, which was amazing. I just feel like that generation of players ought to have been rewarded by some form of silverware. I mean, in 2015, they were so close to winning the African Cup of Nations. They lost that final to Ivory Coast, to Cote d'Ivoire. Felt that would have been the perfect time for Ghana to get something for the work they've done. I mean, for that generation, the Apias, the Sali Muntaris, the Kevin Prince Boateng, Gians, Kina Mensah. I mean, they had a fantastic team, these guys. Atsu, I think, I don't know if he's still playing. Pan still. So great players, but unfortunately no silverware to show for it. So I feel few players from that generation are still there, the likes of Ayu. But yeah, I feel like there's a new generation of Ghanaian players that's coming through. Not that they're not talented or good, but it's more of a transition period for them. So hopefully the experienced players, the likes of Ayu, the bigger brother, Andre, and this Arsenal man, Thomas Partey, should step up and lead this Ghana team. I think they have a good enough team to make a good run in this African Cup of Nations. But yeah, they have Gabon to deal with first before they face Comoros in the final game. So it's a close one to call. It's a close one to call, but I feel it might end up being a draw for this match. Gabon would be comfortable with. I feel they would be comfortable with a draw. They would like to finish the work by the second match and win it, but the fact that there's a lot at stake for Ghana, they'll not let this slip for them. So naona hapa inaweza kuwa a draw hivi, just to make things interesting going into the final game, the final rounds of group stage.
I think, as you said, Ghana watakuwa na kibarua because hao ndio sasa wanapanda mlima, because wakilose hii game ya pili, then their chances are going to be hanging kidogo. Their chances are going to be hanging if they get a draw in this particular one. Let's move to a very interesting game. This is going to be Ivory Coast versus Sierra Leone. Mimi nikiulizwa, from where I'm sitting right now, I think Ivory Coast have an upper hand, and we will discuss this, have an upper hand getting into this game. Because if you look at the quality of the players when you're co-op, they have the Baileys, they have the Pepes, they have the Zahas in that particular squad. But also ukiangalia Sierra Leone, based on how they played their game against Algeria, au sio mchezo bwana, they also quite a tough thing. So how would you think the odds will stack up in this particular one, Sierra Leone versus Ivory Coast?
Ivory Coast, I was trying to check how their table looks like, this group. But it has to be said, I feel out of the West African countries, Ivory Coast, I wasn't impressed with Senegal. I don't know if we talk about Senegal in their first game. I don't know how they'll fare in the other games. But I feel like Cote d'Ivoire in general have a very exciting squad in terms of the individual names that are in the team. We have this guy from Ajax, Hala. We have this guy from Burnley, Kone. We have Pepe, who did not even make the starting lineup yesterday. Zaha did not make the starting lineup on their first match. Of course, Gradel, who is a senior man now in the team, I believe he captained the team in the first game. Sadly, just found out. I mean, we just learned that he lost his father just before the African Cup of Nations. That's why he was very emotional when he scored the goal in their first game. But all in all, I feel the number of superstars in this team. I know they have Frank Kessie in midfield. They have a pretty balanced squad. Very, very strong attacking wise. I mean, if you remove Kone and Gradel, you have Pepe and Zaha. It's mad just to think about it.
That's a dangerous combination.
I don't know much about their defenders, but Bailey, the United guy, is good. Whenever he turns up for Ivory Coast, he turns into Cannavaro, this guy. So I feel they have a stronger chance. The group favors them, I feel. I mean, Sierra Leone, yes, managed to hold. Was it Algeria?
Yeah, they held
the first game.
Algeria.
Yeah. So they need to get a result now. They should not depend only on draws. Yeah. So if they take the game to Ivory Coast, I feel Ivory Coast might have more room to counter and get this game done and dusted with, because Cote d'Ivoire will face Algeria in the last match, and you don't know how that match will end up, what the result will be there. So Ivory Coast will want to make sure they secure their next round ticket in this game. I feel they will just nick it. And then Sierra Leone and Equatorial Guinea can fight for one of the three best third placed finishers in the group stages. So I feel Cote d'Ivoire are one of maybe two West African teams that I feel are favorites to reach far, maybe the last four. The other one is Cameroon. Obviously, they're the host nation.
Yeah, but
Cameroon has never lost.
They have a lot of pressure.
Cameroon has never lost a match played in Yaoundé, I think, for over 30 years. We'll have to confirm this later, but I'm sure it's for a very long time they've never lost a match when playing in Yaoundé in the African Cup I think it's African Cup of Nations, even qualifiers, if I'm not wrong. So you can imagine. But I feel Cote d'Ivoire up there this time. They'll reach far.
Okay.
Sijasikia ukimention Nigeria walionyesha Mohamed Salah mambo hii wiki.
I know. I know. So this is the thing with Nigeria. I don't want to take away credit from them, but I feel Egypt approached this game wrongly in terms of tactical formation and just the whole approach to this game was wrong for them. Playing Salah as a striker was just madness. But if I were to pick, I'd say Algeria would make top 3 for West African. I mean, Nigeria will make top 3 in terms of the favorites in West Africa. But to be fair to Nigeria, I did not watch the whole match, so I should consider them too. But I feel Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon, and maybe Nigeria, one of these 3 teams will reach the last 4. or maybe all three or two.
Yeah. So Nigeria was a really
interesting game. I hope they played the same way. I don't know whether they were playing like that because of it was Egypt ama ni nini, but as you said, let's hope what continue the same energy going into the game. I think you've also touched on something that I wanted to touch on.
For Nigeria, maybe before we move, I think it also, going into this tournament, they've received a lot of blows in terms of their squad. They really wanted, obviously, Osimhen, the Napoli striker, is the most informed striker, I feel, in one of the most informed strikers in Europe right now. So that was a huge loss for them not to get him. I believe he's just recovering from an injury and also contracted COVID. I think a week in tournament started. But I feel the COVID thing shouldn't be a reason. He's recovering from an injury. Emmanuel Dennis from Watford, very good season with Watford. Very strong, quick, technically gifted, very good when facing the keeper. He's had a good scoring record this season. So them missing out on these two players, including Igalo, who is playing in Saudi Arabia, I think, missing out. The build up into this tournament for Nigeria, even locals in Nigeria were not too optimistic. Missing out these key players for them. I feel the players that have made it into the squad felt like they had a point to prove.
Yeah, true.
Like unajua sawa hao ni masters. Lakini this is Super Eagles, this is we are Super Eagles. So we have enough players.
Yeah.
I feel that's what to game. Facing Egypt, winners, this was a big game that we have to make a statement in this first game. Be Egypt, and all the pressure will be off us now. So everyone just stepped up. I feel like everyone just stepped up. It's like this. I don't want to say that Nigeria are underdogs, but going into this game, everyone thought Egypt would outdo Nigeria.
Sure.
But football is football, man. It depends how you approach the game tactically, and also the energy from the players. So I feel the players just knew that we have to make a statement here. Tunisia watu, we're 23 players here. I don't know if it's 23 or 26, but we're here and we can handle the business for Nigeria. And that's what happened, because there are some players there. I know most of those players play in Europe, but there are some players there I never knew. But they announced themselves in that game. So that's good for Nigeria, man, because getting 3 points from Egypt takes a bit of pressure off them now going into the next games in the group.
As we wrap up, Mohad, very quick, this is a very straight question. Do you think Algeria are going to retain their title this season, this edition of AFCON? Because teams have come out guns blazing.
Tournament start, I was convinced these guys are still favorites, including Cameroon. Cameroon, before winning the 2017 edition, Cameroon kidogo ilikuwa under the radar, kama imepotea hivi. Watu wakasahau how Cameroon is a proper footballing nation. These guys have heart of football, must say. The fact that this tournament is happening in Cameroon, I feel they are strong favorites. But the fact that Algeria are defending champions, they are on an amazing international unbeaten run. I think it's 30-something games now. They're about to catch Egypt's record.
39. It was 39.
Italy. They're about to catch Italy's record. They are going the longest unbeaten run in international matches. So tusiwanyime haki yao.
Yeah.
They are a proper team. I feel that the pitch also wasn't very helpful, especially for teams like Algeria who like to play proper ball.
Yeah.
But African Cup ni African Cup. Ufai kuweka excuses kwa grao. So, yeah, ufai kuweka excuses kwa grao. I think they'll make it out of the group stage, even though they drew their first game. I think they'll make it out of the group stage. I feel they're still favorites. Not that they have a lot of superstars, but they have a very good unit in terms of team. Their collective displays and performances in games are very good. I was watching the Arab Cup recently, last month.
Yeah.
These guys are playing football. Yeah, these guys are playing football. And they beat 2 North African teams before winning it. So that just tells you they're still up there. I think they are the strongest North African side in the African Cup of Nations. And there's Morocco there, there's Tunisia, there's Egypt. But I feel out of those North African teams, Algeria is still the strong favorites. That's my personal view.
Okay.
So yeah, they'll reach far, but it depends who they get along the way. So
yeah. So we'll follow once. I think itakuwa interesting sana tukiwa na wewe discussion after AFCON imeisha to compare notes.
Nakwambia nimesema vitu hapa. I hope that's what will happen. But then again, I'm here as a fan. Not a specialist, not an expert, not a pundit, not an analyst. I'm here as a fan. And so far from what I've seen, these are all my personal views.
Yeah.
So, Manze Moha, thank you so much for making time. I think this should not be the last one discussion that we have with you. Looking forward to having you once more on Side Chat tuongee mambo ya football.
Definitely, bro.
Sawa.
I got you, bro. Tuko pamoja.
Sawa.
Safi, cheers.